JR here from Arkansas Wind Therapy. It's a Facebook group that I created a few years ago, and I just wanted to make this video for many of you who have replied to a comment that I did. Tuesday, June 15th, we went out on a ride. Well, let me back up a little bit. Let me start off by saying today is Saturday, June 19th. Tuesday, June the 15th, we went out on a ride. Me, my wife, and a friend of ours named Miles Bell. Now, I made a comment on my Facebook page because my bike's down. It's really amusing to me how many people make speculations because of the way I ride and what I do and where I go. All right, now, with that all said, I'm going to clear this all up so I don't have to continually tell this story over and over and over again. That's why I'm making this video, because with 4,000 people in my group, it's continually, everybody loves my disaster stories better than they do my happy stories. That makes sense. So I continually have to repeat myself over and over to the point that you already know. It just gets redundant and very, very old and boring, and the more I tell it, the more I go, why did I do that? Well, we've all been in situations out on the road where things have happened in ways that we didn't want them to. For me, riding these back roads, and a lot of times, even when I was out on the road as an over-the-road truck driver, the road is the best place to be. It can give you a lot of fun, but on the other hand, there's a lot of times it's unforgiving. Here in Arkansas, we deal with all kinds of things, from landslides to washouts to gravel, heavy gravel on roads. Even our county roads will turn into small spots of gravel. Well, in this case, this is what happened. We decided to go down Old Highway 27 off of Highway 16. I already knew there was a small spot of this road that turned into a gravel road. It's not that much, maybe 5 miles, if even that. Well, while we were going down the road, we saw a sign. It said fresh oil. We've all seen these signs on roads. Fresh oil means a lot of things. They've either repaved the road, they've came through and thrown pea gravel out on top of like tarry oil. So there's a lot of versions to that. Well, as we got down to this road, right where it turned into the gravel road, that's where they started spraying the oil. And I went on off into it. And by the time we all three got off into it, it didn't end. In fact, it just got worse. It turned into, it looked like a heavy rain had came through. That's my best way to say it. And it was just a huge oil slick was all it was. So instead of turning all three of us around, we kept going. Because it was, for me, thinking about turning around was just, it wasn't even a thought. Because we were already sliding. If we'd have put our bikes in any kind of a turn on that road at all, we would have been laying over. So it's again one of them things, once you get into it, you're in it, And it's either turn, if you can turn around, you turn around. If you can't, you can't, and you just make the best of it. Well, that's what we did. Okay, with all that said, it went from a really good day to holy crap, what have we got ourselves into kind of today. When we got down towards Adkins, we went to cross over 105 to Dover and hit the car wash and washed our bikes off really quick. And it was really bad. It was really, now my bike I think got the worst of it. My wife's bike didn't get it that bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly what happened to our bikes and how come my bike is down. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is show you my wife's bike first. Now keep in mind, we took it straight to a car wash and washed it off pretty good. Okay? So up top and all on the paint and everything really didn't get that much. Her bike looks good compared to what I got. Now what we got left is up here in the engine compartments. You can see like this, there's just little stuff like that. On the crash bars, it's all up on the crash bars here. Of course hers is black. You'll be able to see it more on mine because it's chrome. Okay, so basically, you know, it's just a little bit of elbow grease. It's really up here. Here's a good spot where it really got, and it's still on here. The big thing is it's in here in our rims. So it's throwing the bikes off, the wheels off balance a little bit. So virtually that's about, and of course it's all up underneath. And I've really got to get down, and you can see up here and maybe see up there in that engine compartment where it's at. All right, so let's go over here and look at my bike. So here's my bike, and it got it pretty good. Just looking at it, you're like, oh, I don't really see nothing. Well, that's because we washed them. We washed them as soon as we went through it. But again, you can see debris all in my engine compartment here, all up here, and it just comes off. You know, it's all up underneath, I'm sure. Now my crash bars, you can really see it. See, and it just rubs off really. All up on my, some of it up in here. Now the bad thing again is it's really coated up here in my rims. See all that? It's my little buddy here, little Smokey. If anybody wants a cat. So, you know, again, it's just going to take some elbow grease, some scrubbing. Now, what happened to my bike and why it's broke? I'm the one that broke my bike. I did it. It still runs. It'll still run. And I could ride it. I'm just right now preferring not to until I get my parts in. Of course, got this stuff all up here on my fenders and stuff, you know. Just a little hand rubbing. Okay, on to what I did. When we took these bikes to the car wash and started washing on them, the first thing I looked down and noticed, my oil cooler was coated. I mean, it was probably a good 2.5 to 3 inches deep, covering my oil cooler. So me and my great wisdom, I grabbed that pressure washer and I went to work on my oil cooler, pulling that stuff. Well, I started pulling it off at first and it just wasn't going to come off. And then I hit it with a pressure washer, and in doing so, I managed to do all of that nice work to my oil cooler. And you can still see I've got crap coated all up in there. So anyway, my bike will run. It's not that bad a shape. It's just that I screwed up bad. I freaked out. I wanted to get that crap off my bike and made a very, very bad decision. So with all that said, that's what happened. So everybody can quit speculating on, he done run off the road somewhere and cracked his bike up or did something bad to his bike. Well, no, it's just a little bit of good old hand polishing and me changing out my oil cooler. And I'll get an oil cooler here in the next few days. I've already got one on order and all that. Couple of bolts, few this, little of that. I'm back up. Hopefully I'll get it in this week, or hopefully I'll get it in, I'm sorry, today's Saturday. Hopefully I'll get it in sometime early next week, I'm hoping. But anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know what happened, what's going on with our bikes, why you won't see us out riding, or mainly you won't see me out riding for the next few days. And next weekend we're going to be up in Rogers and Fayetteville area up there for the wife's going to that Leathers and Lace, I think it is, ride up there. And so my bike may stay home. I may be four-wheeling it up to Rogers, but that's just the way that'll work. All right, everybody. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so I personally want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day ahead of time. And hey, you know, maybe this end any rumors that'll start that I don't it may end any rumors that may start that I don't know where I'm at and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't a lot of times know where I'm at and what I'm doing, but at least this lets you know that no, you're just an idiot that stuck a dead gum pressure washer to his oil coolers. So anyway, y'all be good. Y'all take care.